So it's something. It's something that I want to encourage more openness about. And here I am thinking twice about talking about it. Mutual respect. It's not about one better than the other or one higher than the other. You should just be able to go pick it up and not feel so strange picking it up. It's not fair. So there you go. Everybody said, they thought they were going to die. Yes, I feel for you. I got it very early. I was 10, actually, when I got my period. So it's very early. They call it precocious menstruation or something. So I got it very early. It was one of the first in my class. And it was, like you said, nothing you talk about. I remember it was a morning. I woke up and I was wearing white with black polka dots. I can't remember the date exactly, like Dave Jani could. But I remember that it was my favorite pajamas. They were white with black polka dots. My mother had made them for me. And I woke up and they were stained. And I thought, oh no, like Sonia said, karma. I thought, that's it. This must be the karma, because my mother also thought about karma. We believe in karma. As you sow, so shall you reap. And I thought, these are all the lies that I've told and all the bad things that I've done. And they've come to bite me in the butt, literally, almost, And here I am bleeding. And I think I just have to tell my mother all the horrible things that I've done, all the terrible things, and maybe this will go away. And so I remember hiding behind the door, and my mother's calling me, come for breakfast. And I refused to come for breakfast. And so she came in the room and she's like, what's wrong with you? Why are you not listening to me? And then I showed her, my pants, and she's like, and there was no reaction, nothing. She was like, oh, okay, wait here. And so I waited there behind the door, and she brought, we didn't have sanitary napkins. It was like toilet paper at that time. I was the oldest. So that toilet paper that she sort of padded up, made into a pad. I guess that was what she was using as well, of the cloth. And she gave it to me, and she said, when it's soiled, change it. And that's all. Under my pants, I wore it. And so yes, the list of do's and don'ts. Don't walk under a tree in the evening. Don't go to a park after sunset. Carry a knife with you wherever you go. Don't go near guys. Don't, I don't know, I can't remember half the don'ts. Because most probably I didn't listen to. But yeah, those are the main few. But that's what happened. And I remember that in school when I went, no PE, right? No physical education, no exercise. You're supposed to rest. But we can't miss school here. If you miss even one day in Singapore, they'd ask you why. You need a parent's letter even then. So what I did, I had to go to school, but I didn't do PE. And I gave my mother gave my teacher a letter. And I had to explain that, why can't you do PE? You look fine. PE is physical education. I'm like, no, I'm not feeling well. I got stomach cramps. So that's what I was told to say, and that's what I did. And so if there was another Indian girl who was not, her name was Paromita. She was also Bengali. So she also got her period very early. So when she also did not do PE, we'd look at each other very knowingly. You too, huh? I said, yeah, me also. So we'd stand at the back of the row and we'd walk together. And we'd talk about how painful it was or how uncomfortable it was and all those things. But the thing that stands out most for me with this, right, is fake news. This I was sharing with Sri Devi before the session. Even without internet, even without Google, Yahoo, and all those people who make a living out of it, there was fake news back then. Okay, and my fake news is this: I used to take the school bus home to school and back, and all the older kids, like 10, 11, 12, all the cooler ones will sit at the back of the school bus, and so I was thankfully considered one of the cooler kids, but the coolest one, the most popular one, was this girl called Felicia. Yeah, Chinese girl. She was taller than all of us. She was so confident. It was like she knew everything, and I don't know how she knew everything, but she knew everything. So she sat in the back of the bus, and we were all sitting down, and she said, yeah, have you got your best friend yet? I'm like, I have many best friends, and it's like, best friend? She said, yeah, best friend. I'm like, okay, best friend, yeah. So I kind of got it that she was talking about that. She said, yeah, isn't it painful? And all that blood. So then I said, yeah, okay, right, best friend that I was thinking about. And she told me, she said, there were like 3 or 4 of us. And she said, do you know, when you have your best friend, right, you must not go near boys, okay? No boys, not even your brother, nobody, okay? No boys. Because if you go near boys, you'll get pregnant. You'll have a baby. Oh my God. That news, I was 11 then. I'd had my period for a year, but they didn't know that I had my period, right? I'm not supposed to share it. We're all supposed to pretend it does not happen. So I'm at the back of the bus and I hear this, oh my God. And then I think back, I had a baby brother at that time, about 2 years old. I was 11, so he was 2. Oh my God. I helped my mother carry my baby brother. Oh no, now what's going to happen? So I went home really scared that I'd be pregnant because I was in a period, and so after that I was just very careful. My mother told me, why don't you carry your brother, take care of him? I'm like, do I have to take care of him? And she thought I was disobeying, maybe, I don't know, but then I was like, okay, I'll just keep that. And so my baby brother would be there, and every month I remember I would stay away from my baby brother as much as I could. I'd stay away from my father. Any guy who was to pass by, I would move away. Any man, because I thought I'd have a baby just that way. So for me, that is my period story, really. That fake news story. Priyanka, you said something about empowering the women and informing the boys. But sometimes I think, from where I look at it, that sometimes there's too much about female empowerment as well, to the point where we think we've been subjugated, and so now it's the boys' turn to be subjugated. But actually, my point of view is that there must be mutual respect. It's not about one better than the other or one higher than the other. It's more about getting to know what the other is. Like guys have their own, what they call PMS, right? Premenstrual syndrome. They always say, oh, girls, when you're throwing a tantrum, it's PMS, premenstrual syndrome, get grouchy. But guys have their own issues too. And yes, women do deserve a bit more equality, but I think they are equal in different ways. And so I have boys, I don't have girls. I have 2 boys. And what I tell my boys is that it is more about being partners and being equal in different ways. So it's female empowerment, yes, but male empowerment as well. I mean, some women go a bit too far. And, oh, I've had it bad. You're now going to have it bad. Listen to everything I say, man. There you go. My feet. Touch it. Okay? But I don't think that's the way. Equality. We're not looking for equality sometimes. I think some women are looking for superiority. So if we're looking for equality, then it has to be both. And you're working together as partners rather than I'm better than you, which is what we've been subjected to, right? I'm better than you. But then we should show we're better than them by treating them better. I mean, just as well as the way we would want to be treated. So that's my thing. But with menstruation, I think it's a good thing that it's being talked about now. And in school now in Singapore, they've had sexual education from the age of 11, which is so good. Because I wish I had it then when I was in school, because I would have known a lot more. I've grown up with a lot less fake news. And like Sonia said, and everyone said, it's nothing to be ashamed of. It's a biological fact. That's it. You deal with it. It's not taboo. It shouldn't be taboo. You should be able to go here in Singapore, supermarkets, you've got so many brands. Now you have tampons, you have this, you have that, everything. You should just be able to go, pick it up, and not feel so strange picking it up. It's not fair. It's not fair. How would you like men having to, go buy their underwear? Okay, put it in a black bag. There you go. But everybody knows what that black bag is, right? So that's stigmatization. So I think the equal is when we're on par, sometimes a little bit ahead, sometimes a little bit behind, but at the end, it all works out to par. So, so that's my menstruation and story and anecdote that I've come with. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Priyanka, so much for helping us share and maybe open some eyes. Maybe something that we've all shared hits home, and a mother, a father, a brother, a son will look at it differently and think, hey, yeah, maybe I'm doing it. Maybe there's something I need to change. Thank you so much.